name is Kendra Plant with Artfully Engaging, and I'm here with VocalEssence, and we're going to talk today to Phillip Shoultz, and he's going to tell us about their upcoming performance and the work he does with the youth choir. So can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, happily. I'm happy to. I'm Phillip Shoultz, and I'm the Associate Conductor of VocalEssence. I also lead all of our education, our learning, engagement, and community programs as well.
Wonderful. And then I'm curious to know about your passion for music. Why choral music?
You know, it started at an early age. I grew up in Georgia singing in a church choir at age 3. Music was always on in the house. Sang in a boy choir in elementary school. And so it's just been something that's been a part of my life. I mean, I don't remember a time not having a song in my heart. And so they just carried me as an activity that I did throughout, the days of middle school, high school, and went to school and college to do this as a second major because I was also studying economics. I thought I was going to be, in politics and that kind of thing. And, life's calling kind of directs you. And I got this I knew at a certain point in my junior year that leading people in song, the idea of the transformative power of combined singing, communal singing, particularly in a choir, was something that I was called to do. So that's kind of where it's led me to. So I taught middle school, high school, and work with all ages.
I heard you're going to be conducting at Allstate next week.
Yeah, I'm doing the Allstate choir for Allstate Mixed Choir here in Minnesota. We had summer camp back in August. About 90 of the most talented kids around the state. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I was in the women's choir at Allstate when I was in high school.
Okay.
So I know
Awesome.
Being on stage at Minnesota Orchestra Hall was very transformative for me. It gave me some ownership of that space and the artist community here.
Exactly. It's like you feel like you're part of the artist community. And that's kind of what we're doing with this new youth choir project. The young artists here with VocalEssence were on stage Tuesday night for the first time. And you can just see the eyes and everything changes, it raises the stakes in a good way.
Yeah. Can you tell us about Witness? It says on the website that Witness aims to inspire and empower attendees to become agents of change. And
Exactly.
That's bold.
Yeah.
How is a choir performance a catalyst for social change?
Yeah, I know it's an interesting thing there to say that they go that direct, and that's what this year's program theme is behind with the Harlem Renaissance. We're trying to empower people to act on their dreams. We all have dreams. The question is what we do with them. So I think a lot of our dreams lie dormant underneath us, and then we just go through day-to-day life. And so we want to encourage people now to think of those dreams, hearing this poetry that they're going to hear sung, seeing all the things on stage, to then go out and be agents of change, to actually do something, put one foot in front of the other, lead with love, as our friend Melanie Moore would say.
Lead with love
Yeah,
and
lead with
start
love.
to take action.
And take action, yeah, and sometimes the action is just being kind to your neighbor, inviting people over for conversation, small steps, things of that nature. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So we're hopeful that that's what happens.
And then the performance is multidisciplinary.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about the work the youth have done with teaching artists and what the outcome of that was?
Absolutely. So they've worked with artists in the areas of rap, hip-hop culture, so to speak there, spoken word traditions, and also in movement-based arts as well. And so it's just helped them to kind of find themselves where they are. The rest of the year they'll work with someone in speech and language coaching as well, and then vocal pedagogy, learning how to sing and use their voice as well as musicianship. So the goal is hopefully all of these elements will help them to find what's natural to them, what's foreign to them and uncomfortable, but to develop a sense of, if not comfort, a sense of willingness to explore those things that may be on the outside of their normal comfort zone, and knowing that there's a lot of support in a group. When the whole group's doing something together, we've got your back. And it's that sense of teamwork, community building that happens by going through these experiences.
I was really impressed with this program. When you say support, I was reading a little bit about the GoFundMe page when you were creating this chorus for youth. Can you talk about the kinds of support that it's free for these young people to participate?
No cost.
But can you tell people who are watching what else is part of that support network?
Yeah, I mean, what's happening, so by free we mean, of course, coming and getting the music and all the access to the wonderful artists, but also the uniform that they're wearing, transportation from school to Augsburg University for rehearsal, back home afterwards, food a meal, usually a hot meal at each rehearsal or performance practice. All of that's taken care of, and so thanks to legacy funding, our state is one of a kind. Growing up in Georgia, we supported the arts, but not in this way, making this commitment. So legacy funding this year gave us the pilot money to make this happen, but also a lot of generous individual donors, corporate donors, Best Buy, Medtronic, folks like that, Target, all of these folks who support VocalEssence WITNESS contributed as well. And so GoFundMe was the first time we'd done that type of GoFundMe campaign, and we got a lot of individual contributions that way as well.
That's wonderful to know that funders and individuals want to see that in their community.
Exactly, especially when they know we have a project that now is serving our actual community. As you'll see in a few minutes, this choir looks like what the changing face of Minnesota is becoming. And that was intentional, and it just happened naturally. We just went out and recruited, and we look at the choir, and it's like, this is amazing that we have people from a variety of backgrounds singing together and interacting together. We need more of that.
It didn't just happen. It was intentional.
Well, it was intentional, but it's just people who responded to the call. We didn't, as I like to say, people said, did you manipulate? Did you only offer some people admission? It's like, no. Actually, anybody who followed the 3-step process for admission, I accepted them this first year to see what would happen, to learn, because we're still learning how to make this even better and more, transformative for these young artists.
And then you mentioned that the focus this year is about the Harlem Renaissance
Yep.
and Langston Hughes in particular.
Exactly.
Can you talk a little bit about the effect that had on the young people? Talking about the history.
Yeah, well, we've talked mostly about the dream poetry because that's what they're singing. So this poetry about dream keeper, give me all of your dreams, bring me all of your dreams, you dreamers, bring me all of your heart melody, and then applying that to another, hold fast to your dreams. So this idea of them having dreams and starting to realize what those are at this age, and then we've paired it with some of the other songs that we're singing that talk about love's breaking down walls, bringing people together, violence, what for? Spread the peace and love every day is one of the lyrics of the song that we're singing. And on this day, after what happened yesterday in Florida, it's that type of message that we need to share. So I think the more we get into performance week, now they're going to learn even more about Langston in the performance, actually, as they experience the performance itself, which I'm excited about.
I just got tingles.
They'll get to see some things, because we saved some things. And then we'll debrief and talk more about it in the back half of the year as well.
This is going to be an amazing performance then,
I
to
think
see
so.
the young people
You've got
on stage.
The 60, 50 plus young people, 100 and so adult singers, dancers, live dancers, multimedia projection. It's a feast for the senses, honestly. So it's something for everyone to enjoy.
That's beautiful. And the production is coming up this Sunday. I'll have information about tickets, and you can go to the VocalEssence website to purchase them. They're $10 to attend. Thank you. Thanks for your
Oh, yeah.